there's my part. My inset panel will go in here. We've got ourselves the makings of a toy box. Okay, we'll get a kind of a bird's eye view set up so you can see what's going to happen next. The box is going to be held together with cams and dowels. These are the dowels, these are the cams. The cams go into these little holes. The dowels are going to go into this panel, into these holes. And then this will drop onto the pin, and when that happens, the cams will go into this groove and bind it all together. Pretty clever system. It's a Haffel system, or Haffel. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. The only thing I have to do is I have to get that hole located directly over the center of that hole there. So I built this little fixture. This just lays on top. The pin drops through this hole and into that hole. Now that's perfectly lined up. I just have to drill this. And if you're interested, that's a 280 drill, 0.28. Okay, that's one end. I've got 4 ends to do. Okay, the next step is to put in the dowels. I'm going to slide this over here where you get a little bit better view. These are my dowels. These are the holes. I'm not going to put in all the hardware because this is just a dry fit. If you're interested, I use a number 3 driver bit for this. Now, you can use a cordless drill driver, of course, for this. I prefer to just use a good old screwdriver so that I get exactly the right set every time. I don't have to worry about whether I've over torqued it. The distance from here to here is critical when I assemble my parts. So there's one side. There are holes here for those stays that are going to hold the door from falling closed and smashing fingers. So this has to be to the back. That means this, which is the front, would go on this side over here. Now I'm going to put these cams in. Let me see if I can get in close enough. I don't know if you can see, there's an arrow right there. The arrow goes towards the hole, this hole on the edge. So I'll throw that one in and drop that one in. And didn't get it lined up perfectly, but that's why I have my screwdriver here. Now I can take this, find the holes, line them up, drop that in place. See how nice that slips in place? And then all I have to do is turn this clockwise until it stops. There's a hard stop on it, and that is solid, absolutely solid. Let's do the other side. This is the back side. So let's put in some cams. Got carried away. So here's my cams. Yeah, that's the right way. So that's nice to slip fit into place. Turn that till it locks. Right there. Now, if we move a few things out of the way, you'll see we have the makings of a really nice toy box. So I've got it up on end, and I have put the dowels in this part here. What I'm going to do next is put the cams in. The arrows are going to go towards these holes, so the arrows are going to point up. And then we're just going to align the dowels. Tap it down. Once that's down, Just going to go inside with my number 3 tip screwdriver again and tighten those. So I'm not going to put the bottom panel in until after I've painted. But let's look at the rest of this. This is the lid. It's held in place with kitchen cabinet hinges. When we're all done, this should be flush, and there's going to be a little gap about 1/8 of an inch on either side. I've put one of the hinge bases in. These have a removable mounting plate that has a little snap lock on it, so it makes it easy to take the doors on and off. So I'm going to start putting in the hardware. Again, I'm just using my screwdriver. I don't want to risk stripping anything out at this point. And all the hardware has to come out before I paint. There we go. Set this aside for a minute. Now these go in these holes here. This has a secondary set of holes that I can use once I've attuned it and adjusted it. I can put those in for a little bit of extra security. For now, we'll just stick these in so we can dry fit, make sure that the door is going to fit right. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. At least one of you out there noticed that I put these on upside down. Let's try and see if we can make that lid fit now. Click, click, that's what it's supposed to sound like. There we go. Well, you probably can't see this, but in the program we drilled some holes here, here, and then on the side over here. There are 2 types of these stays. The stays that will mount to the sidewall and stays that they're called center mounts, and they just go anywhere on the top and bottom or back panel and the lid. I'm nothing if not single-minded, so get my headphones on and forget I even have them on there. So hope all the volume levels were good. If not, we'll shoot it again. Now this is a little tricky to hold this and hold this in place at one time. There's probably a clamp I should dig out of my toolbox to use. But I'm just going to see if I can't get it started without chasing into the toolbox. I'm back, and we've installed the stays. I ended up using a little piece of block of wood and a clamp, and clamping it against the left stay to hold the lid up so I could put the right side stay in. Now again, there are other stays that would have mounted in holes here and here that would have gone on the back and the door. I'm going to probably try both types before I'm all done, but I like the way this works. As you can see, I can sit there and my little head can go inside there and it's not going to fall down and give me a headache. So once I get down to about here, she closes. Nice soft close. I do have the ability to do a little tuning, although my door seems almost perfectly spaced in there. So that's just called dumb luck. All right, we're going to do the panels next for personalizing. We're basically wrapped up with this project. This is ready to sand, prep, get it ready to go out and assemble the final box. And we'll come back to probably one more video that just wraps the whole thing up so you can see it as a finished box. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Happy woodworking.